this very moment.
You want to first respond to everything I've heard about me?
Yes.
I guess I would say messiness, people from the outside looking in, jealousy, envy, things like that, because people don't know me from Adam and Eve. Most people that come in making comments about this and about that, and either you don't know me, or you wasn't even in Atlanta when it happened, or, things like that, and I'm really getting irritated with all the foolery, the BS. I don't mind asking your questions. You want to ask what's going on because I know you, but I'm not really a person to go on any type of, talk show or hostess or any, because and I'm not being big 100, most of the gay things you do for people, it's real messy, not saying you are, but most of the things you do in the gay community is extremely messy. And you really don't have time for extra mess. Like I asked, you want to know how I feel? I'll tell you how I feel. At this moment now, how I feel, because I'm actually at work now, I feel upset, I feel hurt. I'm already, going through as it is, losing my best friend. And then when you hear so much mess floating around about you, it can sometimes be overwhelming. I don't know if that makes sense or not. I have to continue to work, I have to continue to live on.
Okay.
Yeah, I want justice for whatever happened to my brother, my best friend. Lord, no, I do. I'm not an angel. One said, well, he thinks you're an angel. I'm not an angel. Lord, I have done my dirt. Lord, no, I have. But because I don't drink and I don't smoke. But that's what I don't do. But just because I don't drink and smoke doesn't mean, I was raised up in the Church of God in Christ because that's my upbringing. But I'm not an angel. I've done my dirt. I did my dirt. The one thing I tell people all the time, at the end of the day, God is in control. Whatever you try to hide out, God will seek it. And that's what I tell people. And a lot of times people are always out trying to get information, trying to get information about people. Oh, this don't sound right. Most of the time it doesn't sound like it's true. I'm not going to pass nothing. I'm going to tell you like it is. If I don't know something, I don't know. If I don't know, I don't know. If people ask me what happened, I'm giving you what I know. I can't make up things. At the end of the day, you're holding accountable. That boy, my friend, 20 years old.
20? You said 20 years old?
Yeah, he'll be 21 December 21st. Well, that's a lot. That's a big pill to swallow. But go ahead and get an answer your questions because I'm at work, so I'm just trying to walk around and talk to you.
So do you have 15 minutes? Do you have 15 minutes?
Sir?
Do you have 15 minutes to answer questions? I promised you 5 questions, and that's... Okay. So the first question, how did you develop your relationship with him? How did you guys become brothers?
We met at the venue about 2 years ago. We met there, and we just became, I used to see him out, he see me out, and he just started coming out into the lifestyle, the gay scene. And if you really know me, I really don't fool with a lot of kids, because the kids are extremely messy, but I mind my business. So we see him out every little weekend, and then I went to the park one day, over to the park on a Sunday, and we developed a good rapport, good rapport. We used to laugh, trip, and, things like that. So then, as we continued to hang around each other, that's when I developed, he should have been my gay child, but luckily we ended up being brothers, and ever since then, we have had, we've been hanging out. Now, we have had ups and downs, all friendship do.
I don't deny because I just cussed my best friend out last week, and I was like, bitch, that you was wrong for this?
Right, so like I tell people, no one not living a fantasy life like we never had disagreements. We have had disagreements, but at the end of the day, we were still friends. That's still my age cool because this is our 5th time coming to Atlanta for Pride. We just left Atlanta 2.5 weeks was our fifth time coming. Because again, I had got shot twice in the leg, so I was off work for 3 months. So being off work 3 months, I had time to travel.
How are you doing? No, let's stop. How are you doing, given that it's been a couple months since that incident? How are you doing since that incident happened?
I'm hanging in there. I know if God delivered me from being shot twice in my leg, and I almost nearly died myself. You know, my leg was shot up. I was carjacked in Memphis. So therefore, they rushed me to ICU. They didn't think I was gonna make it, but I still had the power of the prayer of the saints. And
Amen.
somehow I made it through. So that's why I tell people, I know the power of prayer. Yeah, my brother's gone on, but I still pray that whoever did this mischievous thing to him or foul play is come to justice. You know?
I still pray because I was like, who the fuck robbed somebody for their car? They got a gun in their car that I can shoot you with. Shit, who the fuck has a gun in their car that I can shoot you with and leave you on the ground for dead? Who the fuck?
Talk a little clear, because when I hear you, but you know, it's like some of the words coming out, it's like mumbling, you know.
I was like, who robbed somebody of their car, has a gun that I can shoot you with and leave you for dead with? Who the fuck gets that opportunity? I don't have a gun. I don't, you know, those types of things.
The devil is busy. So all I know, the devil is busy. Even some people are trying to get misfortunes off my brothers, my best friends there. You know, they want to say this and say that. But like I tell people, I'm not going to argue with people about things because I'm trying to let his body rest in peace. I'm not going to sit here and try to argue and cuss you out. I don't have time for all those shenanigans. I don't have time. You know, you keep your personal opinions to yourself. Because until you know the facts, keep it to yourself. I don't want to care about, you're not this and you're not a good friend. You don't know what's going on. And since you don't know what's going on, keep it to yourself. But you can go home and ask me other questions.
Okay, so I got to ask strategically. My second question is, everybody wants to know, shit, I got to be strategic and careful because I know you're mourning, but can you definitely, something everybody wants to know is, did you put something in the drink or did you not put? What happened with the? Because you know everybody wants to blame. You put something. I know you're mourning right now, but are you fake?
I'm not there without putting anything into my friend's drink. I mean, what do I gain out of that, man? What's my motive? What do I accomplish? I mean, we're together 24/7. I mean, most of the time. So, what do I gain? I mean, I don't gain anything by doing some harm to my best friend. I mean, we in Atlanta 5 times already, you know, so if I wanted to be low down, you know, come on now. I mean, some things is, how you doing? Some things is common sense, and God give you that for free. So I have no means of anything, and plus, I don't even know what the hell PCP is, or what PCP look like. So no, I can't answer that for you, no. Hell no. No, I wouldn't even, no, I'm trying to enjoy myself. I'm trying to come to Atlanta for pride, and we're trying to have a peace of mind. That's what we're trying to do, not to come down here with any type of shenanigans, or any type of drama, or any type of mess. That's not what I come here for. We leave Memphis to come here to turn up, enjoy ourselves, and go back home. I hope I answered that question.
Okay, so my next question is, I didn't really fully, you know, because I was at DR Takeover. I was in Dominican Republic, Labor Day weekend. We're trying to recover from all the mess that's going on with that. So, of course, I was in Dominican Republic. And, you know, I see you because I love you and you're a fellow Virgo and you're from Memphis, where you live in Memphis. And I see all these things on my timeline. I'm like, well, you know, Demetrius is a little bit emotional. Because I'm a Virgo and I'm emotional, bitch. When I care about my friends, I'm emotional about them. And when you were talking about my friends in the emergency room, and my friends going through. You're giving us instant updates. You legit were giving us instant updates, and when he,
You're talking, but just like it's coming out as mumbling.
I do apologize about that, but when people are blaming you for going to the club while he was in the emergency room, and I don't know what his boyfriend was doing. They said something about his boyfriend was in Texas. I don't know if the boyfriend was in Texas or the boyfriend was in Atlanta, or explain that moment when.
And what you're trying to insinuate, so really what you're asking me, I can have a common sense that, you're trying to ask me, people want to know why would I go out knowing he's in ICU and life support. I can go ahead and answer that real quick. This is my thing. I was just, and for each his own. Folks don't have to agree with this, and they don't have to disagree. I mean, I'm not being rude, but this is no shade, but this is only my opinion. If they like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. My brother, I was in the hospital, but everything happened Saturday. I was in the hospital all that Saturday. I stayed, and then I went right back the next morning to his mother arrived. When his mom arrived at the hospital.
What time did she arrive?
His mom arrived about, his mom got there probably about 8 o'clock, and 8 o'clock that morning, his mom arrived at the hospital.
Saturday morning, Sunday morning, when was this?
It happened, everything happened Saturday. His mom left Forest City, Arkansas. Madison, Arkansas. It's a little town before you get to Forest City. She left there, and then she came on up to Atlanta, where the hospital was at. And she left, and when she got there, the next morning, she got there Sunday morning to be exact. So when his mom got there, I know his mom is there now. His mom and dad, his immediate family is here. So, I was there Saturday, I was there Sunday, and I left Sunday because his mom was there to go give me some rest because I was tired. I got about 4 hours, like 4 hours of rest Sunday, and I got back up and went back to the hospital to see him again. And then by me being in the hospital Saturday and that Sunday, I need to clear my head. Some people use things like drugs to clear their head. Some folks smoke cigarettes. Some folks do powder. Some folks do all kinds. I don't smoke or drink, so I wanted to clear my head. So I went out to the jungle for 2 hours. I went out in the jungle for 2 hours, and I just had to go clear my head and hear some music. And after I left the jungle, I went back to the room. I'm back to the hospital immediately. Saw him again, and I drove myself back to Memphis by myself. With grace and mercy, those twins showed up, and I drove all the way to Memphis. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy leaving him. He was there. It wasn't easy leaving Atlanta, driving all the way to Memphis alone with the person you came with. And I'm trying to paint this picture. I used to work in corrections and law enforcement. They tell you paint the picture. So I'm trying to paint the picture so I can see without these punks being so mischievous and so evil. I'm trying to paint the picture so they can see. It's not an easy task traveling from Memphis to Atlanta with your BFL. Then you're leaving without him. This is your 5th time coming to Atlanta within 2 months. So yes, I had to be at work Monday at 2 p.m. So I couldn't miss work. And the person would ask me, "Well, Demetrius, why you couldn't call in?" Because I just was off 3 months. I couldn't call in. Being off work 3 months, I had to be there. I had to be there because they would have fired me.
So this was your first time going back to work in 3 months?
Sir?
This was your first time going back to work in 3 months since you had been shot?
This is my second week going back to work since I've been shot. Yeah, I got shot 3 months ago. Yeah, and I went back to work 2 weeks ago. And they let me off the weekend. Being nice. Because I wanted to get away. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Be back at work Monday. So, that's what's the schedule plan. I'm going to let you off the weekend, be back up here Monday. And that's what I did.
So,
Take me and said, "Oh, that's mean. That's low down to lead." Well, I had to be at work, and once his family arrived arrived here in Atlanta, I was pretty much still a little more comfortable because that let me know that his mom and dad is here. So people were quick to judge when they don't know the facts or anything. Because as soon as it happened, I called his mom immediately and told her, "Get here," and she came. But go ahead, because I can be a preacher and can go in. I'm not
amen.
too much talking.
Amen. So there's questions about the boyfriend going to how to go to the club and not go catch the mega bus, call Toya to come help you. Those types of things.
I have no comment about his boyfriend. I mean, at this time, I have no, I just, his boyfriend, I'm not going to sit here and say, I would just say his friend, just because you entertain people or just because you, let me see it to be, so I won't be just straightforward.
I'm gonna take you off the recording, cause entertained the dude for a month, but that doesn't mean that he will legit show up to the hospital for you.
Right. So that's why I just said, whatever they think they are, whatever they want to be, I just have no comments on that.
I'm just glad that he was able to be there for. But how long were they talking before this incident happened?
I don't really let me see how long him and this particular boy you're referring to from Texas. I don't know, I guess about 3 months probably. 3 months probably. No, listen, 3 months. I'm just guessing. About 3 months probably. I really don't know the exact time they met. I'm just assuming about 3 months. Let me say 3 months.
So even in 3 months, in the gay relationship years, do you think that was strong enough to drive from Texas or have a friend to help you get from Texas? Those types of things that people are going to say.
He really wasn't in Texas. His Facebook status said Texas, but he's from Jackson, Mississippi.
So does that help or does that hurt?
Right, he's from Jackson, Mississippi at that particular time. And at the moment everything happened, he was in New Orleans living with his auntie in New Orleans, Louisiana. So he was actually in New Orleans. So that's actually where he was at the time when all that took place. Now, why he couldn't leave New Orleans and come to Atlanta, I don't know nobody else's finances. I will never give below the belt to be low down to nobody because I can't get blessed that way. Only thing I can give you is just the common fact that you asked me. I don't throw shots below the belt when you say this about this person because I don't do that. I can't get blessed that way. All I know is that she might have finance problems. She probably have money issues.
Child, no shade, because if I was somewhere busy for pride and then you was somewhere busy for pride and got caught up, child, I don't know. I can't promise.
Yeah, that's that.
So my last question to you, I don't know if I'm on question 4 or 5, but I only got one more. Last words that you want to say to your friend. Last words.
I guess my last word would be I'm sorry.
What are you sorry for?
We always made a bond that and I'm going to use a little slick profanity real quick. It's not going to be a lot. But we always had a saying that we going to be ride or die bitches, And being ride or die bitches means, friends first, everything else later, because we were best friends. So by me saying I'm sorry, I felt like by him, whatever happened in the pool, I wasn't watching him enough where I could have caught what was going on. I don't know if that make any sense or not. So that's kind of where I felt kind of real hurt at when I feel like, your best friend's around, and folks had to get them picked out the pool. That's where I felt bad at. I felt like, damn, I should have monitored him a little longer, but at the same time, my best